All right, so I think it's Nahum. Y'all give me a second. I accidentally entered the one on YouTube, so we should be back on now. I apologize for that. I was trying to send a brother the link. So Nahum chapter, I think it's 1, or is it Haggai 1? It might be Haggai. Look at your Haggai right quick and see what it say. Go to, you got to pull up a cable content. What? You got that computer over there?
I'm saying, what do I read?
Go to it. I know what to look for. Go to it. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's Haggai. Haggai chapter 1. And start reading that for me. Haggai 1.
In the 2nd year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month, came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet unto Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua the son of Josadak, the high priest, saying, Thus speak the Lord of hosts, saying, This people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, It is time for you, O ye, to dwell.
What is it?
Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses?
Okay, because we're back to what we were saying about not paying tithe, but we showed that it was something that they was doing and before Levi even came on in the picture. So that kills that right there. Let you know that's fine. But even today, when you start dealing with tithe and offering, these are things that used toward the church. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you start dealing with stuff that we deal with. We ain't getting government assistance as far as like getting money from the government and stuff like that. The church take care of the church. So this is an example of what was going on back then and how the Lord felt about them putting off what was important to God regarding his particular place of worship, right? He say, in the 2nd year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, the 1st day of the month, came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet unto Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua the son of Josadak, the high priest, saying, Thus speak the Lord of hosts, saying, This people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Go ahead and read. What it say?
Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, It is time for you, O you, to dwell in your sealed houses.
Is it time for you? So you saying it ain't time to build the Lord's house, but notice what the prophet gonna come say by the mouth of Haggai. He say, Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed house? And this house lie waste. So, like, in other words, you so concerned about taking care of your own stuff, but you're not paying attention to what needs to be done when it comes to the Lord's house. Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste? What else?
Now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
Now pay attention now. Notice what the Lord said. He said, look, consider your ways. What?
You have sown much and bring in little.
Right. He said you have sown much and bring in little. What else?
You eat, but you have not enough.
It's like you just running in circles. You sow much, you bring in little, you eat, but you have not enough. What else?
You drink, but you are not filled with drink. You clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earned wages to put it into a bag with holes.
Keep reading.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it. And I will be glorified, saith the Lord.
Now notice what the Lord say, right? Because like just think about today in the time that we're living in. We have different places where we fellowship, you know what I'm saying? And when you go to these places in fellowship, a lot, it runs. Everything runs like a well-oiled machine. But that's because people doing what they supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And if it ain't getting done, how else is it gonna be taken care of? But I just take you back to how it was back then. You say, look, you sown much, you bring in little, you eat, but you have not enough. You ain't never full. You're always sowing, but the reaping from what you sowing is not a lot. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. You clothe you, but there's none warm. and he that wages earn wages to put into a bag with holes. It's like you earning money, you getting paid, but it's like, it's gone as soon as you get it. He that earn wages to put into a bag with holes. What else it say?
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house.
So the Lord said, hey, pay attention and think about what you're doing. He said, consider your ways now. How about you go up to the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, right? And what else?
And I will be glorified, saith the Lord.
See, and that's what, like the money we tithing off in it, we ain't pocketing that. That don't go to us. Now, we could if we wanted to, like it's saying 1 Corinthians chapter 9, because don't muzzle the ox that tread out the corn. Like if you got somebody working in the vineyard preaching the gospel and stuff, like Paul say, look, we impart into you spiritual things. Is it a big deal that we take of you physical things? 1 Corinthians chapter 9, read it on your own. But we don't do that because we ain't trying to hinder the gospel. But ain't nothing wrong with that. But what we get, what the church is doing, they taking care of the church. That's how we open up all these different locations and stuff like that, and taking care of the feast days and all that, because the church is doing what they're supposed to do. And then if you ain't doing that, then hey, when it's out, Lord's still gonna take care of his business no matter what. But this is where you come in at, taking care of that, helping take care of the business of the Lord. So he said, look, go up to the mountain, bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord. What else he say?
You looked for much, and lo, it came to little.
You look for much, you expecting much. That's just like people expecting big old income taxes to come on. I ain't saying you got to pay tithe on that. I'm just saying people be looking like, I can't wait to get that. As soon as you get it, it's gone. You work overtime, put in all them hours, boy. Get that check, it's gone. He said, you look for much, and lo, it came to little. What else he say?
And when you brought it home, I did blow upon it.
Oh, wait a minute. He said, when you brought it home, I blew upon it. Go ahead and read.
Why, said the Lord of hosts?
And it's something you got to think about. It. Why, saith the Lord of hosts? Keep reading.
Because of mine house that is waste. And you run every man unto his own house.
Right. So, hey, instead of you being so focused on your stuff, hey, you got to take care of the Lord's stuff. But that's what the tithe and offering do. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 16, because even here in the Haggai, we see that it was wages that they was bringing. He said you earn wages to put into a bag with holes. We ain't talking about animals. You ain't putting animals into a bag. Talking about what is it, mucho dinero? We talking about some money, man. You put it to the bag, and the Lord blow on it. Or you put a bag got holes in it. It's like a, you like I said earlier, he's running in circles. Deuteronomy chapter 16. And then this is one where, where they had Levi involved. But I wanted to read this right here to you just to kind of show you, just in case they try to say, well, all they had back then was, they just had animals too. Well, let's see what it say. Deuteronomy chapter 16. Pick it up at around verse, let's see here. It might be 14. My back's starting to hurt. Yeah, let's try 14. Deuteronomy 14. And we're going to pick it up at 22. Deuteronomy 14, verse 22. Deuteronomy 14, verse 22. And Deuteronomy 14, verse 22. Go and read that. Go ahead.
Thou shalt truly tithe of the increase of thy seed, that the field bring forth year by year. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name. There the tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always.
Now notice why you're doing this, right? You're doing this so you learn to fear the Lord your God always, right? Not that we get any gain off of this. He said you're going to do this that you may learn to fear thy God always, right? What is saying 24?
And if the way be too long for thee,
So now going up to the place where he chooses to set his name at, he said, if the place be too long for you, what?
So that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall set his name there, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee.
Go ahead.
Then shalt thou turn into money.
Wait a minute. He said you're gonna do what with it?
Turn it into money.
You're gonna turn it into money. So if you made some money off of your cattle, or you made some money off of your corn and your wine and stuff like that, because tithing wasn't just with that right there, right? If you sold it, made some money off of it, or matter of fact, if you going up to keep the feast or going, where the Lord places his name at and happen to be too far, hey, you're gonna turn it into money, right? He said, then shall thou turn it into money and do what?
Bind up the money in thine hand. It shall go into the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, for oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desires.
Right. So now, but I just want you to see right here that you could it can be used as money, right? You can have not just agriculture and stuff like that. So today, in the time we live in, you go to work, you work a job, and you make money, right? That's why we saw in Haggai about you bring that money home, you bring the wages home, and it's like you put you like put it into a bag with holes in it. And then he say you bring it home and he blow on it, You be looking for that. You be working hard. I can't wait to get paid. I got something already to the side that I'm gonna buy. And as soon as you get home, the Lord blow on it. That money gone. You tear the car up. You got to spend that money on that you thought you was gonna buy something with. You got to fix the car now. But just showing you that, hey, now today we use actual money to pay tithe. And then we just give it to the church. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just go to the church and we take care of the things of the church. We ain't pocketing that type of stuff. We work regular jobs just like everybody else. And let's see, when I was attending church on Sunday, the preacher mentioned sowing a seed outside of tithes and offering. Is any of that in the Bible? Blessing the passenger. Wow. Preacher mentioned the preacher mentioned sowing a seed outside of tithes and offering. No. I mean, you can look, just do what the Lord tell you to do. You know that you're gonna have to give a 10. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay the tithe. Like, matter of fact, let's look at Jacob did the same thing before he Jacob did the same exact thing before Levi even came into the picture as well. Genesis 28, and it's gonna be the last one on this right here. And then I apologize that we ran over time, but whatever we didn't get, we'll get next week. Elijah Ben, I see your question. I'm gonna hit you up in the instant message. We'll talk tomorrow. That's a good question. I'll hit you up and we'll talk about it. So what's it? Exodus 28.
Genesis 28.
Genesis 28. So yeah, look at Genesis 28 and around verse 20. We'll do 16 on down. Genesis 28, verse 16. All right, go ahead.
And Jacob awaked out of his sleep, and he said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. And Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillows and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon the top of it.
This is where you get Jacob's ladder from. He had that dream about that ladder reaching up to heaven and stuff. The Lord was showing him how he gonna bless him and stuff like that, and gonna have seed all over the world, east and west and stuff like that. But he say he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. What else? 18.
And Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillows and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon the top of it. And he called the name of that place Bethel. But the name of that city was called Luz at the first.
Go ahead. Go make her be quiet. My dog over there having a bad dream. So it say here in verse 20, right? Jacob vowed a vow saying, if God would be with me and would keep me in this way that I go, and would give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall the Lord be my God. What is saying, verse 22?
And this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be God's house. And of all that thou shalt give me.
Wait a minute, he said, of all that thou shalt give me, right? Will he do what?
I will surely give the tenth unto thee.
Oh, okay. So look, tithes have been around for a long time. Whoever say that Levi have to be in the picture for that to happen, we see that ain't the case. Matter of fact, we even saw that Levi paid tithe in Abraham. You know, before Levi even got into the priesthood, it was there. You know, Abraham himself, and by way of Abraham, when Melchizedek met him. And then we see even Jacob here before Levi, before he had his sons. You know, he paid tithe as well. So that's it. We're gonna go and end it. Whatever we didn't answer, I apologize. We're gonna get to that next week. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and close out.
Everyone else is now unmuted.
Go ahead.
Our Father, which art in heaven.
Our Father, which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done in earth.
Thy will be done in earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
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 In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
All right, y'all have a great week, brother. Israel, hit me up in the inbox. I see you on. Hit me up in the inbox, man, and we'll chop it up about that Romans 14. Other than that, y'all have a good night. It's been definitely a blessing. I say peace in Jesus' name to everybody.
Have a good one.
All right, do the same now.
Peace, Israel.
All right, peace.
Have a blessed day.
All right, do the same.